Hey guys, welcome to this month's edition of our market update. The family and I just got back from holidays, hence the slight tan. And I really tried to get this thing out before we left, but I just ran out of time. But I've got some really interesting info to share with you guys. So with that said, let's have a look at the numbers. So let's start off with our market activity table for all of Greater Vancouver. Now, if you recall from last month, I had all 12 months of 2019 listed, and now I've just trimmed it back and we'll show a rolling 6 months until we see all of 2020. So as you can see, sales dipped in January to 1,571, which was a 22.1% decrease from December. And active listings remained relatively level, which caused the months of inventory to move up to 5.4. But if you recall, anywhere between 4 to 6 months of inventory is still a healthy, balanced market. And it's quite typical for January to be a little bit slower, especially with all the snow and snowy weather that we've been getting. If we look on a year-over-year basis, however, this past January saw a 42.4% increase in sales over January 2019. And if you recall, this is following an extremely strong December as well, which saw an 88.1% increase over December 2018, over the previous year. So this is definitely more evidence of market recovery. There's no doubt about that. But we also need to be honest with ourselves here. The start of 2019 was a very soft market, and a 42% sales increase that we are seeing this year is still 7.3% below the 10-year average for sales for January. But what I think is really interesting and what is really skewing the overall numbers, which take into account single-family detached homes, townhouses, condominiums, is that we are experiencing two drastically different markets between stratas and single-family homes. Let's take a look at how supply and demand differ between the two segments by comparing the months of inventory in each. So detached, we have 8.6 months. Remember, anything over 6 months is a buyer's market. That means lots of product to choose from, downward pressure on prices, etc. But as soon as we move over to townhouses and condos, that number is cut in half, and we are sitting basically on the cusp of a seller's market. And from a boots on the ground perspective, I can tell you it feels like a seller's market, especially in that condo segment. We are seeing multiple offers everywhere. I've personally been involved in 5 multiple offer situations in the last 3 weeks, and 3 of those properties have sold subject free. So we're back into, the no inspections, no time to review documents, that kind of thing. And as a result, prices in that segment are rising. And if we zoom out and look at prices from a little bit more of a high level perspective, those prices have been rising for quite a few months now. The condo market has been creeping up since last spring, essentially. But it's certainly interesting to see the huge disparity between the strata market and the single-family detached market. And I think this is just further evidence that the current resurgence that we've seen in the overall market is fueled by local money, whereas the price acceleration that we saw from 2016 through 2018 was predominantly the effect of foreign capital on our markets. Locals are hungry for housing right now. There's no doubt about it. I'm getting lots of calls from first-time buyers looking to get in. And for the most part, all people can afford right now is the strata segment in the form of condos and townhouses. But those two markets, condos and houses, they can't keep going in opposite directions forever. Something's going to have to give one way or another. So it'll be interesting to see if that inventory gets absorbed here in the next few months, that is in the single family detached market, and that market starts to pick up and we see more of balanced or even sellers territory over the spring months. I hope you found this update helpful. As always, if you have any questions about what you've seen or would like a more detailed look at your particular area, don't hesitate to reach out. We'd love to help you out, answer some questions for you. Have a great week, and we'll see you soon.